Hi there, it's you know whom, Successfully Lost, and we need to talk about Fallout Tactics, Brotherhood of Steel. We really do. I don't like this game! Remember me being a super fan of Fallouts until now. Fallout 1 and 2, of course. Well, Fallout Tactics, Brotherhood of Steel is a completely different story. I'm not happy with this game. Actually, Fallout Tactics got me so far that I quit. I can't play it anymore. And you know what? It got me so far, I actually don't care. I don't care what happens in the end. I just don't. I don't. No, that's how far they got me. Why? Well, I'll explain it to you. Please, no more encounters. Please let me go. So I was that freaking asshole who did all the tasks for the lords of Brotherhood of Steel, and when I finally got back, reported on the fact I did it, they sold me the means to do another task for them, the equipment and stuff, you know, and they sold it like at a high price for me to do their job again. Like, no. Okay, so far what I realized about me and the games. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I realized that I need like a mother story, an overall story that has to be very rich and very firm. It needs to be in the pores of the game all the time. I need to feel that it's present within. Even though if I forget it sometimes, the game has to remind me of it, you know? I need to have an overall goal. There has to be something that leads me. And if there is like a sub-goal that is underneath it, that is perfectly fine. But then from these two or one main goal and main very, very firm story, you can have tons of tiny stories and you can explore and it's all good and all fine. Here, it makes absolutely no sense. It's like rewardless. So yeah, I'm not happy about it. If you are a type of person that you really want to get into the ways of fighting and how will you manage, how will you give the strategy, what is the best way to cope with the raiders, then this is a game for you. Oh. Yep, he is dying. Absolutely, he's actually not just dying, he's dead. But I see all this fighting and all the tasks in between where I need to somehow disable other creatures or people or whatever. I see that as a means to get to the story. And here, there was no reward at the end. I was like, you know, a dog that they took away a bone. And constant yelling from the Brotherhood of Steel colonel or whatever he was, who was addressing me as a soldier.
At ease, initiate.
Well, that didn't help. Really, it didn't. It was nicely played, but I hated it. I am not their soldier. I actually felt exploited. I hope I'll manage to picture it for you. I felt like a very poor Easter bunny who got the job to go and get all the Easter eggs that were scattered around the yards, and the children that were supposed to do it were nicely placed indoors, chitting and chatting around, having a nice cup of cocoa, while they were talking about how they're dreaming of, I don't know, sandwiches, and they were talking about how they water their bed again, and stuff like that, you know? And when I finally came in with a pile of Easter eggs for them, they said, "Oh, thank you. Now you can, oh, I see you scratch yourself a little bit in the branches over there. That was very inconvenient. You can go and buy Band-Aid from another place there. Just find the room upstairs somewhere. There it is. You'll find it and you can buy it from us." And what they did later, they said, "In the neighborhood there's another house and another yard and there are more eggs. You need to pick them for those children too." That's how I felt. Like they were... Every time I came to a vault, there were the elders walking around in their shiny nice robes, and they scratched their ass and they didn't know what to do with themselves, and they complained about bad dreams, and they were dreaming of sandwiches, and they were like telling out loud they watered their bed again. Like, what? These are the persons I'm fighting for? Well, no, they had no respect for my side. Go and do your own fight. Like, why am I doing it for you? Like, there's nothing in it for me. Ah! No. So I hope I'll use grinding in the right manner here. But what I'm trying to say is, there was a lot of grinding, but there was no story-wise reward for it. Shoot, damn it, shoot. No! If Fallout Tactics Brotherhood of Steel would be a book, it would be a book like a collection of short stories that pretend to be connected to each other, but in the end you realize they're not connected to each other. They are just pretending. Instead of having a very rich, plot-thickening novel that could be so good. I don't know what they did here. No. This is not Fallout that I wanted, and I was super excited at the beginning. As I said, sometimes I'm actually very lucky. There are some good things. When you start, the training is just splendid. It's perfect. Also, the characters you get to choose are nice. There are some improvements as well, like Pip-Boy is better. I actually deeply appreciated the fact that Pip-Boy offered me the faces of my party members. I do appreciate that they improved the Pip-Boy in the fact that it's very similar to Baldur's Gate 1, the EE. In Baldur's Gate, you have a sidebar where you have all your party members, right? And then here you have on the bottom the same thing. And it's very similar how it works, how it functions. It's much easier to heal people when they're wounded. It's much easier to exchange the weapons and stuff among the party members, so your companions. It's so much easier. So I liked it. I even used map this time on my Pip-Boy. I did a lot of things. I did find some improvement there, but it's just not worth it. It's not. Who are we fighting now? Also shopping, they did a few tweaks there and it was easier. The money that I had to pay or was supposed to be given to me just appeared. As I said, there were improvements, but overall, it's just grinding. And for me, there's no fun in that. Not at all. I mean, they even give you like a little candy. They give you a car again, right? Like in Fallout 2. And here you even get like a badass car, a Jeep. And I always wanted that. So that was cool. I was again excited. Oh, this car is not doing so good. I can't drive this car. See? You can also use it as a murder weapon, you know? You can run down your opponents. Or, well, you can run down your companions as well. Well, it's a matter of preference, you know? And yes, of course, I run down my members of my party. So yeah, overall, it got me to a point where I just said to myself, I can't do it anymore. If it makes you maybe understand better, I think story-wise, the story is as rich and as well thought through as the stories of porno movies, you know? It's there just to be there. I can't play that kind of a game. And I really tried. I'm not a quitter. I tried. I already said I'm not doing it again, and then I gave it another go and another go. So far, I just said, no. Yeah, I perished. No. I'm not even pretending to go back to it like I do pretend for Final Fantasy VII, which, to be honest, I don't know if I'll go back. But here, I'm not even gonna pretend. I'm never going back to Fallout Tactics. I just don't see the point of it. But Fallout 3, well, here I come. And I will go to other Fallouts as well. I want to see first before I, give up on them. Oh, we're done. There we go. Yeah. So if you do want to see how I do it with Fallout 3 first and then the subsequent Fallouts, you can join me on Twitch. Or I'll just rant about it here. Sooner or later, you'll hear about it from me. So that is that. I'm successfully lost. And the story with Fallout Tactics Brotherhood of Steel is sealed.